Daima episode 2 is here. Of course it is, right? And it starts off directly from the last one ended. That's telling me that the 3-part release that we're going to get in America, and if you didn't know, that's the same 3-part release they had in Japan, I think last month. Everybody in Japan already saw 3 episodes exclusively preview at a certain event. They saw 3 episodes. So I think these 3 episodes were designed to be seen back to back, which is why they directly continue from the previous one in the way they do. And these first 3, and that kind of tells me that these first 3 episodes might be the exposition. You know, I've told people before, they're like, man, hey, you might as well buckle down, bro. They're going to be talking for a minute, and Dragon Ball Daima is going to be giving us exposition for a while. I like the little bit of lore that we got in this episode. I like that. It's pretty good. So let me get straight into that. Let me start by saying I might make a different video on the intro, but I noticed 2 things in the intro that are relevant to this video. And I'll say them now, and then I'll talk about them further later. So, Demon King Dabura, or Dabura, his father Abura, or what they probably will call, for the localization, once they translate it, they probably call him Abura or Abora, like how Dabura is Dabura, they'll probably call him Abora. So it's Abura Kadabura. I forgot to mention that verbally in my last video, but I put it in the comments because I forgot about it. But yeah, that is the pun on Dabura's name, if you didn't know. Dabura is Dabura, like Dabra, and his father is apparently Abra. So Abracadabra, like the Pokemon, yes, like the magic spell. Abracadabra, that's the pun on his name. They're all puns on magic and shit like that. Abracadabra, bibbity bobbity boo, so on and so forth. We'll probably see more later on. Who knows? And another thing about the intro was they showed closer looks at the different demon worlds. Okay, so you have the demon realm, and you have the different worlds within the demon realm. Okay, bear with me. I know they haven't talked about this yet, but if you pay attention, this is what's going on. A character later on even mentions the demon king of the 3rd demon world. Okay, the 3rd demon world. Glorio speaks like this. This leads us to believe that there's other demon kings, right? If he's saying it's the demon king of the 3rd demon world. And he also referred to Dabura as the supreme demon king. This would also mean that the demon king of the 3rd demon world, who Dabura was, because we know that Gamora, who sounds like Dabura, he might be related to him in some sort of way, but I'll say that for later also. But Gamora is now the new replacement for Dabura. So Gamora is now the new supreme demon king, meaning that he rules over the entire demon realm. There are other kings of the other parts of the realm. They would probably work like the mayors. Think of it like this for people who don't, exactly know how the feudal shit works or anything like that, using kings and all that sort of shit, right? And the other hierarchies. Think of it like these guys, they rule the other areas of the demon realm, the other realms, but the supreme one, he's the top. They got to report them. He's the president. These guys just rule the states, whatever, right? They just rule their separate spot. They're the mayor, they're the governor, whatever. Okay? So, I noticed in the intro that the 2nd demon world, the 2nd one, is in the middle usually, or I think it's either in the bottom or the middle. I'll show the picture at the, on the screen. You'll be able to see it yourself. But the green one, it appears that the Namekians have made their own replication of that demon world. Okay, it's an exact visual match to the world that we see on planet Namek, even down to the buildings. Okay, the Namekian people apparently used to live in that part of the demon realm. I'm gonna call it now. They used to live in that world, that demon world in the demon realm. They used to live there with the green, and the trees look the exact same as Planet Namek. I'll have the screenshot for that on the screen too as well. Okay, I'm sure they lived there. I'm 100% sure that the Namekians used to live on that planet. And they left because obviously Piccolo just introduced us to this piece of lore that they don't like being ruled. The Namekian people as a people don't like being ruled. They don't like being under somebody. So it also makes me think, why did they live there for so long? Were they just causing chaos? Did they not like it the whole time? And were they plotting like the Uchiha? Were they plotting the whole time to someday like just get up out of here? You know, because they don't like the way things are going? Piccolo. Mentioning Piccolo, let me say this. I think the knowledge that he's informing us is something that I was referring to in my last video. If you haven't watched it, you should go check it out. I know it's an hour long, but once you start listening to it, you won't even know it's an hour, okay? Just listen to the first 10 minutes. If you don't give a fuck about what I'm talking about, you can click off by then. But I think Piccolo is one of the characters that he's going to speak about things like he knew it the whole time, even though Toriyama obviously never thought of that in the past. But now this will be included in their well of knowledge and their well of information and all that, right? So they can be used as exposition to give us and the other characters in the story as well the information and details about these new things that aren't really new, because they're written to have been in the world the whole time. Okay, that's how Toriyama's doing it. He's writing these things that have always existed, so he has to fit them in certain pieces of the puzzle, and now other characters will know these certain things. I said that before. Okay, I don't want to digress too far, but I'll get on Kaioshin. Shin. I'll get on him and his spaceship later, because that's another thing. But so as far as Piccolo is concerned, I feel like the knowledge that he has may or may not be knowledge that Kami and Piccolo Daima might have had the whole time. Bear with me for a second. Back in Dragon Ball, Kami was the god. Okay, the Kami's lookout, that was referred to as the heaven realm, right? It's the heavenly realm, basically, right? That's where that is. So they look above, they look from down above at Earth, and they watch people, and they look at their lives, and they oversee things and this and that, and they can, Korin even said that he sometimes he looks down at Earth, right? He watches things. The Nuevo, or the what's it called? The fucking goddamn, the power pole. I couldn't even think of the English name. That's crazy. The power pole. That is the thing that connected and allowed people to reach heaven. Okay, it connects the lower realms in the mortal world to heaven. Poetically, literally, and based off whatever reference is based off of, which is like Wukong and all that sort of shit like that, right? The Chinese lore and legends and stuff. But so Piccolo, I think his memories, because back then Kami was just Kami, and when Z came around, he knew about King Kai. Before Piccolo fused with Kami, we were introduced to Kami knowing about the gods outside of himself, even though that's not knowledge we were even introduced to before in Dragon Ball, because Toriyama probably never had that in the hierarchy or the structure of his world until Z, or maybe at the end of Dragon Ball, who knows, right? But Kami knew about that because he's the one who arranged Goku's training with King Kai, the North Kai, right? He's the North Kai. So my train of thought with that is, after Piccolo fused with Kami, he might have gotten the knowledge that Kami had as the pure half of his Namekian split, because Demon King Piccolo obviously, we all know, if you watch Dragon Ball, you should know that Piccolo, which is Demon King Piccolo Jr., the Piccolo that we know that trained Gohan, he inherited all the memories from his quote-unquote father, which is his past incarnation, which was Demon King Piccolo. He inherited all his memories from Demon King Piccolo. He inherited everything. He knew who Goku was. He knew what he was supposed to do. He knew what he was born for. He was ready. He had all his memories. He didn't know he was a Namekian. Okay, Kami didn't know he was a Namekian in Z. When they heard Raditz and Nappa, or it was a Nappa and Vegeta call him a Namek and a slug or a bug or whatever, Kami and Piccolo didn't know. They reacted to it as if this is new information. Piccolo was curious. Kami always had a deep feeling. Oh, I knew I was different. Obviously, nigga, you're fucking green, right? But whatever. He knew he was different the whole time. He just couldn't put his finger on it. I don't know how. So that's that. When he fused with Kami, he would get his knowledge of him also knowing about these gods. But we couldn't say, because Piccolo himself had never encountered a god. We can argue that Piccolo knew about King Kai's existence before, in the Saiyan saga, before, everything else, before the Buu saga, when he actually met Kaioshin and reacted to him. At that point, he was fused with Kami. But in the Saiyan saga, we can argue that Piccolo possibly knew about King Yima and how the afterlife worked, which normal people wouldn't know. All they wouldn't know all about that, about samsara and the how your soul gets cleansed and your memory gets wiped and you recycle into a new life. That's the cycle, rebirth, samsara, right? They wouldn't know about that. So Piccolo, I'm pretty sure and quote me if I'm wrong, because I didn't research this part. I just thought of this right now making the video, but I'm pretty sure Piccolo mentioned that he knew that Goku he would be going to this spot in A, B, and C, right? But either way, Piccolo's memories could just be from Kami. So they're using the Kami in Piccolo to give us more exposition about the things that Piccolo wasn't even born for, okay? Because he wasn't there. And if he wasn't born for it, then that would mean that he's also speaking of, because at this point, remember, at this point in Daima, he is the nameless Namekian who presumes the name Piccolo, or he assumes the name Piccolo. He's like, you can just call me Piccolo. But he knows that he's that nigga that he used to be, right? So he's saying before he was born, this all happened. He's also talking about Kami and Demon King Piccolo, is what I think. I know it's a long thing on that, but this is the type of videos I'm making, okay? This is the type of videos I make. It's not just a review. I'm going in on a deep insight of a lot of different things, right? So, let's continue. Let's go forward. I got Piccolo out of the way, but I kind of, talked about him in a different order. Let's talk about the first thing that happened in the episode now. I'm going backwards. Shenron's wish rule, his whole rule about making wishes, that's kind of a retcon. Okay, because if you remember in Resurrection F, when Tagoma and Frieza's henchman, he showed up to resurrect Frieza, he was able to resurrect Frieza, and Shenron allowed him 2 more wishes, whatever. He said that he had a couple more wishes left over. So, and I don't think that's the first time Shenron has told somebody else that's their first time using Dragon Balls. Somebody who they never used it before. I'm pretty sure Shenron has told them before, like, hey, you got more wishes left, bro. What do you want? But I know for a fact that happened with Tagoma. So, since that happened in the past, and Toriyama definitely wrote Resurrection F, right? Daima is directly Toriyama's work. Apparently now Shenron only gives that favor to the recurring wish makers, okay? The people, his friends and shit. Only the homies get that wish, right? Only his peoples get that wish. Like, niggas on Earth get that wish. Everybody on Earth uses Dragon Balls at least once. Come on. Damn near. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying, though. I'm hyperbolizing. Little hyperbolic. So that is the thing, right? And I think I'm just gonna talk about everything out of order because I assumed we all watched the episode. I tried to keep it in order, but I can't do it any longer because there's just too many ideas going through my head. I watched it not too long ago today, as of this recording, not the upload, right? So yeah, the demon realm and the demon worlds. We see there's 3 demon worlds. We've seen there was 3 before, and now we know because of Glorio. He mentioned that there are 3 demon worlds And it seems like there's an order to them because every picture of art that we see, they seem to be laid out in this specific order. Because we know Toriyama has referenced a lot. He draws in, and this is true in any artist and any creator. They're drawing in reference and inspiration from everything that can make the thing that they're working more solidified and real. So he's drawn from Christianity, Buddhism, maybe even a little bit of Taoism. He's drawn from Japanese folklore. He's drawn from everything. So the Christianity side of this demon realm, since demon realm is similar to hell, we already know this. There's layers to it. Like I'm sure if he dove deeper into hell, like I'm sure he has already. There's layers to it. There's levels to it. If you know about Dante's Inferno, either the video game or the story, then you would know. Or if you just know about Christianity in general, the Bible, if you're religious, you would know that hell has floors. There's layers to hell. In Daima, there seem to be only 3. There could be more than 3, but there's 3. As we know, there's 3. They're telling us there's 3. They're showing us there's 3. And like I said earlier, the Bora was the 3rd one. I think these levels, they might be layered in hierarchy or, power level also, mortal level, because the mortal level thing is a thing, right? Mortal level. So the people in the 3rd realm, the higher realm, maybe it's higher or the lowest. I don't know how he's going to play it because, hell is usually at the lowest point. So that will be the worst point. And the floors in Dante's Inferno also go down from higher to lower, and the lower you get, the worse it is. Toriyama could play it like the highest floor is the worst floor, and the bottom floor are the lesser floors. He could play it like that. He likes to be a contrarian and play opposite day all the time. That's why he had devils, or demons, I should say. Demons, not devils, not Akuma, but Ma. He got the Ma's. He got them playing God on Earth the whole time. Speaking of Kami and Popo. So they're playing God the whole time on Earth, which is like really poetic and this is really, it's like a flip. I can't think of the word right now. Excuse me. Excuse my French. But Toriyama likes doing that a lot. And I really fuck with it. I like how he does that. Like I said it in the last video, the good apples and the bad apples. The Kais and the Supreme Kais and the Makaio Shins. The Makaio Shins and the Makaio Shins. There you go. Makaio Shins and Kaio Shins. So Shin, the one who just turned little, who's going to the Demon Realm and Goku. His name is Shin, by the way, if you didn't know. Shin and his brother, Degetsu. That's another type of thing that Toriyama likes to do. The good apple and the bad apple. They're born on the tree. I want to see that depicted. And what realm that's in. Is it in a realm that Zeno was in, or is it outside of Zeno's realm also? But I feel like the way the Kais are born, because we only knew that the Kais were born on a tree somehow, and we only knew before that they were exclusive Universe 7 until Dragon Ball Super. There's Kais in other worlds, right? It makes sense. Every universe has their own universal structure, and their structure is going to be akin to every other universe. So we thought also before that the demon realm would be exclusive to each universe, but it seems like the demon realm is a realm that exists outside of each universe. I will draw a diagram of my own depicting how this probably will work now. We might get one later, I don't know. Toriyama might not have done it, but I will draw my own diagram depicting how this will work now based on how it used to work. Because you've seen that picture I used in my last video of the universal structure, and it's a diagram of the universe in our world. Not the universe, let me say the world, right? Everything that exists in our existence, our world, our entire universe 7, let's say that, right? In universe 7, everything that exists in universe 7, Toriyama drew it in the diagram. At the bottom of the diagram, the demon realm was there, but that was his past idea of the demon realm. It was the flip side of Universe 7's universe, the space. Universe 7 space, where the mortals live. That's the lower realms where the mortals live, right? So That was the past idea, but we know now that the demon realm might be the flip side of the coin for every mortal realm. Bear with me, because before, as we've seen in the diagram, I'll put it up on screen. It's a lot of extra editing work, but I'll do it for y'all. The diagram, the demon realm is right there at the bottom, okay? And this was connected to Universe 7's world, its entirety of its makeup, right? The Kyle realms and the lower realms, space and the heaven and the afterlife, hell. This is Universe 7. The demon world, the demon realm, is at the bottom. That was Toriyama's past depiction of it, and he also said it's a place in that universe, right? But it's, obviously a different realm also in the universe. Just akin, if you don't know what the fuck I mean, if you say how can a different realm exist in the universe if it's a different realm? The room of spirit and time. Where is the room of spirit and time at? Do you think there's a room of spirit and time in every universe? Maybe there is, but doesn't it exist in a universe? The room of the spirit of time is inside of Universe 7, where Goku and every in company reside, right? So that will mean that you access the room of spirit of time in Universe 7. It's a separate dimension that exists in Universe 7. It's like if Goku became such a godly god that he was able to make his ki into a square, and he made that square like a pocket space, like Hit be doing, and he was able to go inside there, and that shit was like a different world, like its own planet inside of a little cube that sat on his table. Nigga, that dimension that he just created exists inside of Universe 7. It's a sphere within a sphere, okay? This is the concept you have to think of it. It's a sphere within a sphere, okay? A structure that's within a structure. Okay, this is why it's called a microcosm or a macrocosm. This is where it comes from. So this is how that shit works. Or I just could be wrong, but we'll see that part when Daima further progresses. But let me keep talking about a couple more things that I noticed, and then I'll try to wrap this video up sooner than my other videos. Yo, I really like everybody's little kid design, okay? Now hold on. Let's not talk that bullshit around here. We know what the fuck's going on around here. You can't tell me that these little kid designs are funny and halfway all of them are, I guess people say adorable. I'm not gonna say the word, but at least motherfuckers look adorable, niggas. What the fuck else am I gonna say? Okay. Listen, Little Piccolo, you can't tell me Little Piccolo thinking like, okay, he looking all tough. He thinking, okay, I can fly, nigga. He told Goku I could fly, and he flew into a tree and bust his face. You can't tell me a little Bulma, she's still smart. It's still Bulma, but she got big boots on she can't even fit those boots, bro. That shit looks funny. You can't tell me little Vegeta, he's serious as fuck. This nigga's mad. He's angry too. He's serious as fuck, angry. This nigga turned me into a brat. I'm gonna get him back for that. Like, come on, bro. This is crazy. Come on, everybody knows Goten. The kid Goten was adorable. Goten was a little adorable motherfucker, right? Everybody knows that. He crying and shit. He want Goku to hug him, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Everybody likes those scenes, right? I fuck with those scenes too. Of course I do, right? So Kid Goku, everybody loves Kid Goku. I love all these kid designs, bro. This shit is funny. Kid Goku refusing to use the Nimbus. I know some people don't like that. They like, yo, he should use the Nimbus, but I fuck with it. He like, nah, I'm still a big boy. I'm still a grown ass man. Like, I'm gonna get used to it. Like if you go to the demon realm relying on the Nimbus, I thought he would. That would be pretty sweet. It would be confirmation that the Nimbus is like this, like what I think the Nimbus is, right? Like it'll be akin to how it works in the Wukong Legends and shit. But not to shout out the game by accident. But I'm actually referring to the Wukong lore. It's free public, right? Everybody can use it. But so I think the Nimbus that Goku uses, it would be really sweet if he still wasn't used to flying, or he was out of energy at some point, so he called upon the Nimbus in the demon realm to catch him, and he started flying with that shit in the demon realm. Because I think the Nimbus can do that. I think it can be anywhere at any time when you call it. If you're a nigga with pure heart, like Goku is, and you got the Nimbus, it can just manifest itself wherever you want it. You call the Nimbus out. I think that's how it works. The Ketone, I feel like that's how it works, man. Kibito Kai, he looks like one of them big kids that ate too much. He a big kid, like he big as hell. He all fat and chubby. He big as fuck, and he looking like he get bullied. But he could really fuck somebody up if he want to. But all he worry about is his snacks and sandwiches and shit. So he ain't gonna do too much. Popo, what did I tell y'all? He's a demon. I'm sure we saw it coming. He didn't say it yet, but he got horns on his head. We didn't know that. He was hiding 2 horns. I thought he'd have 1 horn, according to certain YouTubers' leaks. Which, by the way, they were wrong. And I'm not saying that to prove that you're wrong. And I'll say geekdom, right? Geekdom 101. He was wrong. And I'm not saying that to call him out specifically, but people were trying to cancel him because he's quote unquote spoiling the show because he got inside information. Bruh, if he has the inside scoop, if he has inside information, let him live, okay? Apparently it's not even that accurate. It's not even a shot, but it's just inside information. He's just telling you what he wants to tell you because he's excited about the shit. And apparently, he said it. Popo will have 1 horn. He has 2. There's something so small, but that should just let you know, like, bruh, sometimes people are wrong. You don't have to treat him like and act like all these other motherfuckers, because there's other people too. You don't have to act like these dudes are like leaking each episode that we haven't seen yet. They're just talking about stuff and what may or may not potentially be true and what could really be true. All that sort of shit. Like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta could really fucking happen. It could look like what the art that I have. I might put that back up on the screen. The art that I have, the artist is in the bottom right corner. Wink, wink. But yeah, chill out with that. Okay, I like Degetsu. I like Degetsu, man. So far, I fucks with Degetsu. I like him way more than Shin. I like Degetsu way more than Shin. 1,000 times way more than Shin. But he just don't care about nothing, bro. He might be eviler than the new Demon Lord, because the Demon Lord looked at the baby, and I think this is a subtle, jokingly, Toriyama hint and foreshadowing, right? Not only is Neva not as senile as we think, because this whole scene right here with them all talking, Neva told him, like, bruh, you gotta fight them Tamagamis, and for the people who don't know, Tama, I'm pretty sure means ball. I don't have to search that up right now. Tama means ball, and it also has a few other meanings. But I know Gami can be the skewed, I guess, maybe I'm not saying that right, but it could be like the skewed version of Kami. And Kami with the eye is God. So like Tamagami and Nekogami, it's like the cat god or the ball gods. They might not just be, it's not just ball god, because Gami also can mean like defenders or like damn, I forgot what it meant. But if you can search the word up, bro. So the most likely their word means like defenders of the sphere or protectors of something. They're defending this ball. They're defending this jewel or gem, because I forgot one of those words can also mean jewel. I think it's Tama. Tama can mean ball or jewel or gem. So they're the defenders of the jewels, the jewel defenders, the Dragon Ball defenders, basically. They're Dragon Ball soldiers, man. Come on. So you can think of any word can mean that. But I guess if you, instead of using Tamagami, if you wanted to localize that and translate it, you'd have to think of the perfect word that represents exactly what they are. And something along the lines of what I just said, the jewel, Dragon Ball, protector, defender, guardians, soldiers, all that sort of shit. Something like that would work. But I don't know. I'm not a localizer. I don't speak Japanese. Like I said, I just study that shit because I fuck with it, right? I fuck with everything that comes from over there. I can just say that. Food, the media. I fuck with it. Yeah, but the Degetsu is just like, he's knocking niggas around. He's slapping Dende. He don't hesitate to smack Dende. He chopped Dende earlier, chopped him in the chest because Popo's a bitch and Popo didn't want to fight. But the Degetsu, like, even picked, he robbed, he kidnapped that nigga. He kidnapped Dende and smacked little kid Popo away. He's like, man, fuck them kids. He like Michael Jordan. Man, fuck them kids. I don't care about them. He knocked Popo away. Popo rolled and tumbled in the background. We didn't see him anymore. Okay, Degetsu is evil. I like that. Okay, he might actually potentially try to overthrow Gamora. Same thing as his sister, because his sister might not exactly fuck with him either. She might not kill him, because demons, like, they don't have to be pure evil. They could be evil, but in their own way. So I could see them being evil, like they have no problem killing people and doing this and doing underhanded things and using black magic, because they mentioned Black Wish, so I'm assuming there's a such thing as black magic or white magic in Dragon Ball. But I'm assuming all the demons have no problem, and all the Makais and all the Majins have no problem using black means to get what they want. But I wouldn't also be surprised if Anrisu and Degetsu cared about each other as like family and shit to an extent. So even if one of them overthrew everything and betrayed each other, they're not about to kill. Degetsu's not gonna kill Anrisu, and Anrisu isn't gonna kill Degetsu. But I win. I win. Yeah. Now you're down there. Whatever. I don't. I feel like it's gonna be some weird shit like that with them. So they might not be pure evil. The things I feel like Anrisu she's gonna make something. She's gonna make something. I also heard the rumors, but I don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure. But she's a doctor. I thought before that she was definitely gonna be like a schemer in the first place. So I know she's going to have some sort of problem. She's gonna create some sort of problem, and stuff is gonna get out of control down there. And I feel like, quote me on this. You can quote me on this. I feel like Goku and his gang are gonna, in a roundabout way, become the heroes of the demon realm. Goku and company they're gonna become the heroes of the demon realm. I feel like Glorio is definitely, he's 100% lying to Goku. I think he's lying to Goku. I don't think anybody secretly hired him to do this, possibly. Because he said he's doing this for the third Demon King, but he was secretly commissioned, because the third Demon King himself doesn't know that he's doing this, and we saw that he was in that room sneaking around. He didn't talk to Anrisu. He didn't speak to Anrisu. He looked like he was hiding from Anrisu too. He was hiding from Anrisu, Degetsu, and Goma. He's hiding from all of them. So Glorio seems like he's really doing his own thing, and he's trying to like leverage the situation by just saying like, yeah, I'm here, somebody sent me here to do this and that. But they don't know that he knows the information, because he spied on the Demon Lord and he's trying to do his own thing. He could try to overthrow Glorio too. Glorio could try to overthrow Gamora too. That could be a possibility. I don't know that, but it could be a possibility. It could be a really strong possibility that he tries to do that shit. Okay. Man, he's definitely lying. He's lying with a straight face. He's a demon. Like, he looks like he don't even give a fuck about nothing. That nigga looks like he don't give a fuck about nothing, but he's not an evil demon. He can't sense any malice. Piccolo said it might be, because he's a kid again. He's chibi, but he might not just sense any malice in general. So I think we could rely on his shit, his senses and all that, okay? I think that's a piece of dialogue that can be taken truly. So there's the other scene where not Kame, but Piccolo and Vegeta, everybody, and Supreme Kai and Kibito, they're all on the lookout. Goku flies off to get his Nyoi bow, the bow staff, and Vegeta asks the Supreme Kai if everybody who has pointy ears is from the demon realm. Now, this is something that I said myself. is that I think that Gamora and the other guy, they were just saying that if they don't have pointy ears, then there's no way they can be from the demon realm, right? Meaning that everybody from the demon realm has pointy ears, but not everybody with pointy ears is from the demon realm. That makes sense. If that didn't make sense to you, rewind it. I'm only saying that shit once. Okay? So Vegeta's saying and asking this question, and Supreme Kai's confirmation is, I love it, because I thought this shit to be true, and I knew people were going to start, after Toriyama had Gamora and the other demon realm characters say that, oh, the Saiyans don't have pointy ears, so they can't be from the demon realm. I knew people would start looking at every single character and trying to say everybody's from the demon realm. Topo, the Yardrats, this dude, that dude. Calm down, okay? Supreme Kai said it himself. It's not an exclusive trait to the demon realm, so you don't have to be from the demon realm if you have pointy ears. But it seems like everybody in the demon realm does have pointy ears. If you got pointy ears, it don't mean you're from there. You could just be a nigga with pointy ears. But if you came straight from there, your ears most likely pointy, bro. Like, you're gonna have pointy ears if you were born there. If you're a demon, your ears are going to be pointy. It's not like, so if you had a lineup of people, you couldn't be prejudiced. You couldn't just say, oh, all these niggas got pointy ears, you're going to jail, you're demons. Because two of them niggas probably just got pointy ears. You know what I'm saying? They probably just have pointy ears. They're not demons. They just have pointy ears. That's how that works. So out of two niggas out of 5 aren't demons just because they have pointy ears. That's how that works. And during this scene also, I like how Supreme Kai and Kibito give us more exposition about things that could potentially be set up in the world. I feel like Toriyama, especially if he was around, I feel like he wrote this part in for himself as a writer and for Dragon Ball as a world, right? It's a world that can build upon itself, and he could plant little seeds like he just did by mentioning when no one can leave the demon world or the demon realm anymore without permission, due to the fact that many people were leaving before in the past in search for freedom. Demons and Majin, they were all leaving the demon realm in big groups like the Namekian did, and all sorts of things. And so he planted that seed of the possibility of any potential future threat or character popping up. He wouldn't need an origin. He wouldn't need a backstory, or if it's a group of people or a race of people, that he wouldn't need to explain them any further, like I mentioned in the past, like Tien Shinhan, or not Tien Shinhan. People call him Tien Shinhan. His name is Ten Shinhan. Ten Shinhan. Read it and weep. It's right there. But I don't know where to get Tien from. I never researched that. But I know for a fact when I was watching Dragon Ball, they called him Ten Shinhan. Ten Shinhan. So, Ten Shinhan, or Tien, his people with the third eye, because I think the third eye was in the intro. I'll pop that picture up too, because I forgot to talk about it. Like I said, I'm speaking about everything out of order. If you watch this full video, then you'll get my full review. But if you watch it like just part way through, you won't be hearing everything, right? So I think Tien and his third eye people, even though his eye doesn't look like the eye they show, I'm just using him as an example because I said in my past video, his people could potentially be from the demon realm. So people like him can now be easily explained with the mentioning of how people were just leaving left and right from the demon realm in the past. All sorts of Majin in the past. So it is true also, anybody out there with pointy ears could be a demon. But if you got pointy ears, that doesn't mean you're a demon, okay? It doesn't mean you are. So all you people out there, stop trying to make theories, because one of them could be true. But you don't know that until they confirm it. That's how theories work. I didn't know the demon realm would actually be a place you have to travel to through some sort of wormhole or dimensional travel, teleporting, until they showed us that. But I was certain that's how it worked because of the depiction that we had and how Toriyama spoke of it. Okay, that's how it works. So You can't try to say that. You can stop making your theories. I mean, don't stop making your theories, but just chill out, man. Just chill out. You're not 100% right because Topo had pointy ears and he has God of Destruction ability, and now you're linking God of Destruction ability up to demonic nature and this and that. Chill out, okay? God of Destructions are gods of destruction. They're not demons of destruction. So just stop that right there. Toriyama like really put the idea in place of other Majins and demons existing in the outside world and space, the space that Goku and his friends live in. He put the idea out there, and it's perfect. I love it. And we see how Bulma is smart enough to manipulate divine technology, or I guess this is a question right here, because like I mentioned in my past video, Toriyama mentioned that the people of what we know to be the outside world, so let me say it like that, but it's space, people, everybody in space, in the earth, and you know that part of reality in the world, right? Goku and everybody, everybody outside the demon realm, their understanding and their means of understanding and developing and all that sort of shit is through science. He mentioned that the demons, their means of doing all that is through magic. So my question is, if Glorio comes from the demon realm with the spaceship, and Bulma, who was able to like look at Supreme Kai's spaceship and say she could work on it in 10 days, and she looks at Glorio's spaceship and sees that it's similar in makeup, and she says, hey, I can look at his spaceship and get reference points to how to control this shit. And when she calls it a spaceship, Glorio corrects her and says that, and he's really specific about this, it's really specific difference. He says it's a plane, not a spaceship. And she said, but you just flew through space. He said, well, it happened to fly through space this one time, but normally it doesn't. So in the demon realm, he can't just fly outside of his planet and travel through the space in the demon, because demon realm has its own space too. There's planets, and it's going to be like probably its own solar system, most likely. It's most likely a sun. Demon realm has its own space. I'm calling it right here. Okay, this is how it works. Demon realm has its own space, its own sun, its own planets. Okay, each planet has their own ecosystem. It's an opposite mirror to the upside, to the world above, right? So Glorio called it a plane, meaning that he traveled the way he traveled. Because remember when Gamora and Glorio, when they appeared on Earth, they appeared within Earth's atmosphere. They didn't appear outside of space and fly down to the planet. At least not from what we've seen. The flash of light happened in the sky of Earth, and they popped up right there. Okay, so they popped up straight on Earth, and this would mean that, like, not only that can Bulma, like, she's really fucking smart, but how exactly? Where's the connection here? If the demons use magic to create technology, like Toriyama mentioned that Babidi used magic to create all of the technology that he's using, his spaceship and everything, those computers and whatever the fuck he had, he used magic to create that. If they use magic to create science, and science mirrors magic, then is Toriyama also playing off of the real world with the duality and the mirror between spirituality and scientific things, like how that's akin to things, like what matter is? You can explain matter in the scientific way, you can explain matter in the spiritual way. So I feel like that's a play on that, because their science might be created through magic. That spaceship Glorio is flying in might be magic, but Bulma can still understand it because the magic creates physical things, and that physical things has to have some sort of understanding or way it works. So Toriyama is ahead of the game, bro. People can, like, it's really mirroring how our world works. We don't know how any of this shit is created, but we can try to understand it and break it down into scientific terms and box things into different categories to further understand and, compare them. She can do the same thing, because Shin's spaceship he's clearly not a demon. He came from the Kaio realms, but his spaceship is similar to the demon spaceship from the demon world, from the demon realm. Excuse me. I'm really specific right now about demon realm versus demon world, because there are demon worlds in the demon realm, but we're not talking about the demon worlds. We're talking about the entirety of all of that, right? So Glorio and the Namekians obviously have their own spaceships, because Kami had his own spaceship, and I think Toriyama on purpose similarly designed Kami's spaceships to Glorio in the demon world people's spaceships, because their legs are like, they have these spiky legs on them, right? And they're kind of like circular, spherical kind of shaped objects, right? But I feel like he did it on purpose. He connected the dots from his past stuff right now, because Glorio, like Popo said, the spaceship that Glorio flew in was almost the same as Gamora's spaceship, but it just looked different. Somebody's making these spaceships, or that's just how they have to be made, because this is like the footprint, the architectural or creative footprint of whoever's making them. They make a similar looking piece of art every time they make art, right? That's what that's called. He's leaving his footprint. Supreme Kai's spaceship really is another piece of lore that Toriyama's adding, and it's kind of changing how things used to work. Because in the past, all we knew was that the Supreme Kai, were the Supreme Kai. We only knew about Universe 7. There was never supposed to be any other universes. Nobody mentioned them. When Dragon Ball Super came around, every character knew about the existence of every other universe, except for the exceptions of the mortals and stuff, right? Most mortals. But outside of that, Supreme Kai and everybody else, they knew about the other universes all of a sudden, apparently, right? They didn't know about that shit the whole time, in the sense that Toriyama never wrote that to be a thing, but he wrote them to have known about it, and so they know about it now, right? It's all roundabout, but Toriyama does this all the time. So we just have to go with the new thing that he's making to be true. We can't sit there and think about the old truth all the time. He's moving the beginning around, he's moving the end around, he's moving parts of the middle around or replacing them. He does that all the time. So with every story that he's been writing, so just chill out, go for the ride, because it's Toriyama, and you should enjoy what he does if you know him, man. If you fuck with Toriyama, just enjoy it, man. Don't complain about retcons. Don't complain about rewriting this and that. If you notice it, fine. I notice it. Yeah. Hey, it's not a problem though, right? So another thing I noticed about the mention of the 3 demon worlds is that the Namekian world. I forgot if I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I'll say it again for now. Yeah, I know I mentioned there's a Namekian world. I'm pretty sure that's where the Namekians came from. It's the green one. I'll put the picture on screen again. A lot of editing, but I'll do it for y'all. So I think they can reinstate, and Toriyama can connect the dots between Demon King Piccolo and maybe not just Demon King Piccolo himself, but because he was the son of, I forgot, but the nameless Namekian warrior, he was the son of somebody, blank. And that Namekian had a name, right? Kozuku, I forget. But they might show us that there's a Demon King of each world, and the Demon King of the Namekian world was a Namekian. What if the Demon King, what if the Namekian that stayed back, what's his name, Envo? Oh, I forget, the old stinky ass man. What if he was the Demon King of the Namekian realm? The Namekian demon world. Who knows? We have to see these things, but it's going to further progress. We've seen Deborah's father. We're going to find out Gamora's further deeper connections. We're going to see the Demon Eye, because it was in that trailer in the beginning. I mean, the opening in the beginning, it's an amazing opening, bro. It's an amazing opening. Okay. The opening is amazing. All the little kid designs are incredible. Master Roshi, that's one of my favorite ones by far. Master Roshi, he said, "You can call me Big Kame Sennin now." He a little man. He turned to a little dude. He said, "You can call me Big Kami." Like, call me Big Kami. And he out here he about to try to get some hoes. He dressing up. He like, "Yeah, I'm a little man. I'm about to, yeah, I'm going to get some hoes. I'm a little man again." He's out here trying to do it. He's trying to do it. Okay, he need to sit down and chill out because there ain't no woman going for him. He a little man, and I know Toriyama might have a joke. He might make a joke of him. Actually, he gonna have a couple of women around him. They be like, oh, he's so adorable, this and that, and he gonna actually have some hoes around him. And he drinking some orange juice or some shit at the bar. Hey, people might try to cancel it, but that should be funny to me. I want to see it. Master Roshi is funny. He's the best little kid out of all of them. Okay, and I like little kid Piccolo. I like little kid Bulma. I like little kid Goku, of course. Like that's one of the top ones too. Little kid Goku is like the best, but little kid Vegeta is hilarious. Okay, but little kid Master Roshi, it's just something about him. Little kid Krillin is just Krillin still. I don't care what anybody says. That's just Krillin. Okay, all the kids that look serious, it's just funny to me. They just too serious. Like Piccolo, Vegeta, 18. When they just got this serious look, they still serious. They still acting like grown ass people. It's just funny. Okay, I like it. Toriyama's nice, man. He knows what he's doing with the comedy. And this episode had a good amount of comedy to it. It's a perfect blend, I would say. Okay. And we're gonna see more of the other characters later on, like Pansy and there's other demons that Goku fight that look similar to Beerus. They don't look too dissimilar to Beerus. We might find out that Beerus could be from the demon realm, but he became a god. I don't know. That would be crazy. But these dudes, they got ears on them, and they're purple, and they look like they could be dogs or cats or some sort of minks or something like that. So we're gonna find out what they are, and Goku might say, if Goku compares them to Beerus, we know this is after Battle of Gods for a fact. Okay, this is another hour-long Daima review. I can't believe it, but it's amazing. Even in that Namekian intro, you can see the dilapidated buildings. It's amazing, man. It's like everything is all connecting. He's really, and that's what he said before. I had the quote up there. He said he likes to make it all connect. After he writes the story, he tries to make the stuff connect and make it all cohesive. And he did a really good job at doing it, man. But he's connecting the Namekians being demons and Demon King Piccolo. I want to see if he does anything with that, because as I know it to be, and as you should know it to be, that was just for Dragon Ball. He was the demon he was in Dragon Ball is not going to be the exact same as the demons that we're getting to learn now, but it won't be different. It won't be that much different either, because like I said, he's going in his roots. He's digging up the past. He knows about all the stuff he did before. Like, not all of it, he forgets, but he's gonna make those connections nonetheless. So you just gotta be there for it, man. Toriyama's doing it. I'm gonna end this here before the video's an hour. It's 50-minute review, talk, discussion, theories. Notice everything I noticed, the Easter eggs, whatever. But if I missed something, tell me in the comments, man. I think I said everything I need to say. Toriyama keeps expanding the lore that already existed and replacing things or adding things on to other things. I love it. He added more on to the Kais. So that we know the Kais, like I said earlier, the Kais or Supreme Kais, they're not even from the universe that they're from. Think about that. All those Kais, Supreme Kai, he's not from Universe 7. He comes from another universe, and he could expand that one and make it bigger, so he could include the world that Zeno was on with the palace, because Zeno's space was a small space with just his house in the shape of the kanji Zen, right? But he could expand that and make that world bigger, and Zeno lives in a world where things are governed. Or Toriyama could even expand the hierarchy of the gods once again. Outside of Zeno, there could be a equally opposite god of destruction, or god of Zeno would be like the high tier god of destruction, kind of. He's destroying shit. We haven't seen him create anything, so there could be an equally opposite high tier god of creation on the opposite end. Maybe he's not a kid, maybe he's an old man. So Zeno's a kid and he's destroying. The old man is old and he's more meticulous and thoughtful when he's creating things, but he makes accidents sometimes. Zeno is really carefree and whimsical, and it's like everything's about how he feels when he's destroying things, but he can also make mistakes sometimes. Or maybe he doesn't make the mistakes, right? Maybe the kid doesn't make the mistakes because he has an advisor. The old man makes mistakes because he doesn't have an advisor. There'd be some Toriyama shit. It's an old god opposite of Zeno who creates the gods, and maybe he was the one who accidentally made Saiyans too strong on accident. He didn't mean to do that, but it was too late, and he doesn't kill shit, so he's not gonna just kill the Saiyans or reverse it. So he already made them. It was too late. The world and every existence and reality has to deal with them now. And he also accidentally made them pop up in two universes, or they escaped the demon world, like I said in the last video. But I'm done with that here, man. And if you stuck around this long, you might as well leave a like if you want. Either way, it's alright. Follow up, man. I will be here for episode 3. I'm out for now.